Good afternoon. It's about 4 p.m. Sunday, November 24th. I'm at a Love's truck stop outside. Let's see, get my map out. I'm next to Reedsville, North Carolina, which is just north of Greensboro, North Carolina. I'm about an hour or less than an hour from where I'm supposed to deliver the load. I'll do that tomorrow morning when it is scheduled for Monday morning. I'm sitting here doing a reset, and I'm experimenting with dry fasting. I watched a podcast last week, the Dark Horse podcast, which I follow usually, and they did a episode talking about their personal experience with dry fasting that they had just recently themselves learned about and started to investigate, and they had done a series of dry fasts culminating with a 7-day dry fast that they were recommending for a variety of reasons. One of the main interesting reasons is if in a dry fast, apparently fat cells are more directly targeted than if you're taking in liquids. It could be that more protein or muscle mass is broken down. So obviously I'm not a doctor or a physician or anything like that, so this is not ever medical advice, but I'm trying it myself, trying it out and seeing what the results are. I am a exploratory person at heart, and so I don't have any real goals with this other than to just see how it works and what it does. I believe that it might have health benefits, so I'm willing to try it. I've done a long-term fast before, but they've always, most of the time, been just I guess water fast or wet fast. I guess, I don't know. But I did some fairly significantly long fasts in the past. I've done a 15-day, and that helped clear up an issue with. I was on omeprazole and needed to get off of it. It was creating issues in my gut, and it was a chemical dependency, and there were bleeding ulcers involved, and it generally cleaned it all up. So that was 15 days, and then I did a longer 21-day at one point, and that helped a lot with, that addressed some symptoms of depression, and generally did feel good. It wasn't definitely not something you do every day, but occasionally it might be the right thing. And I think different people are different, so I think it affects different people differently, and some people would react more negatively than others maybe. But anyways, I was confident, given that experience, I was confident I could at least give this a try and see how it feels. And that's what I'm doing today. I started the dry fast at the end of, basically after I was done securing the load on Friday. So this is Sunday now. So the evening on Friday, I stopped eating and drinking. I figured I was kind of worried. I was thinking about doing a dry fast over I knew that this load was short and I would do a reset, and I was thinking I could do a dry fast on my reset day. But then I was wondering if, like, it's almost didn't even sound like a day. I was just wondering if that would be enough to even get any or very much effect. So I realized that I could probably start it then, because at that point, after I was done securing, all I had was a driving date, and it was an easy driving date too. And I figured that the first day wouldn't feel wouldn't I would probably be fairly normal during the first day, so I figured it would be safe to drive, and I kept water next to me in case there was some sort of a issue, or if I started feeling bad. I had water right next to me. So, and that was like I expected, no issue. Felt very peaceful and a little stoic, but pretty peaceful. And then today, I'm feeling like the day after I've been sick. So it's not like I'm actually sick right now, but like after being a little bit sick, like a fever or something, the day after, when there's no real symptoms left, I'm just kind of still recovering. So that's what I'm feeling like now. I'm nearly 48 hours in. Actually, let's see. Somewhere around 42, maybe 42. That's a nice number. So I have a few more hours till 48. Whether I think I'm planning, well, plans are a little bit fluid, so I purposefully leave plans and goals fluid because, like I said, I'm an exploratory nature. I trust my instincts to guide me. And right now I'm thinking I'll take it to the 48 hours and then start to drink and eat tonight, and that should have me in good shape tomorrow to go get on with my load and see what's next. And I guess I won't know till then how it all shapes out, but I guess I had some time, and I feel like now's a good time to make an episode. So I'll turn the camera around, show a little bit of the mess of the truck. I don't know if I should do that, but it's a bit of a mess. But then probably show the load, and maybe pan around the truck stop, and who knows, maybe talk about some other things if I think of them. We'll see. So this is out the window. You can see I am indeed at a truck stop. It's not very exciting, isn't it? Let's see. So my windows are all blocked up. I've got, let's see if this helps. It doesn't want to stay on. But they've got some foul weather gear there in the seat. I was using that on Friday. It was a little bit cold and rainy. It was a pretty perfect hypothermia weather, so I was glad to have this. I picked this up in Seattle on my last break. I was glad I had it. By the time I was done securing, I was on headlamp, and it was raining, and it was cold, and yeah, it was good I had that. And the morning was a drop at a work site on a very small road, and it was raining then too, and it was cold, and so yeah, I started the day with that. And I had these boots, which were nice to have. I bought those actually last year when I was driving for Schneider, but I never needed to use them. but they still fit, so they're still good, and they're like cheap, I don't know, weather boots. Seem to work. And oh yeah, and there's the box that has extra bungees in it, and under that are some boxes with snow chains. I have one set of snow chains in the back under the bunk, but didn't have room for them more. I had 2 more sets here. I think that makes me legal in most states for the winter to have 3 sets of chains. And we're not supposed to use them for Melton. They don't want us driving with them unless it's an emergency. So we're supposed to use them only to get ourselves out of a bad situation, not to get ourselves into a situation. So I have some other boots. Here's my steel-toed boot around. So I've got like I have a bunch of different sets of footwear out. There's the mess of in the back. It's less organized than it could be, but sufficient for my needs. And I've been back here watching videos and playing games on my laptop. It's not it's a pretty basic laptop. It doesn't have a graphics card, so I've been playing pretty basic games. I've been playing Brotato, which is it's just a funny thing. Potato shooting monsters and very old graphic. Not very shiny game, but there's some of my insulation pushed away, so I'm not using it I was using it while I was sleeping, not while I'm up. It's warmed up a little bit, and yeah, so it's pretty basic, no big deal. Oh, and I was just watching videos about surfing and snorkeling, because I like beginner videos or stuff, because I'm planning to go to Puerto Rico on my next home time. I've got flights booked and an Airbnb booked. And we'll see how that goes, but I'm planning to try. I've never tried snorkeling or surfing, and we'll see how that goes. I'm a little concerned surfing might be pretty difficult, but I've generally done pretty well with physical sports like that. So we'll see how well I pick it up. And a lot of variables are there, like how the conditions and the people that I'll be dealing with, and there's lots of variables. So I'll go with an exploratory spirit and see what I find and what happens. No real goals. I am planning to try to spend some time trying to I would like to at least get to some fun of the sport. I know it might be a little frustrating and difficult at first, so I'm hoping to at least push through and feel a little bit of what pulls people in. I know it's a sport that some people get really hooked on, so I want to see what it is that they have found, and see if I get a taste and see if I like it. So let's step out of the truck, get a view of the load. It's a little louder out here. There's a reefer going next to me. No, wait. He's not even next to me. Or, I don't know. Maybe it's just the engine. But, it's pipe. It's a plastic pipe. It's a difficult load. It says, we have notes. They have special notes they had us read for Melton. Say it's an inherently unstable load. They had the way they wanted us to strap it. I tried doing what they said with the X straps. The loader that was there at where I loaded didn't like the X straps. He advised not to do them in the future, but he knew that my company wanted me to do them. Because I was using the X straps, I ran out of winches, so I ended up using some of these ratchets to complete the straps required for the load. But so far, no issues. I think I've tightened them just as tight as I dare to tighten them. I think if I tighten them anymore, I might risk breaking some. But no issues. Been driving delicately. I'm not too upset that it was a fairly short load, like 500 miles. So I don't have to be nervous about it for an extended period of time. Go unload it tomorrow and see what I get next. I did have it's the second load in a row with no tarp, which is very nice. I had a long string of consecutive tarp loads, but this one and the last one were both not tarped, so that's good. I'm expecting my next load to possibly be get what they call repowered, which is trading my trailer to somebody else. That very likely might happen because a lot of people will be going home for Thanksgiving, and we might have to do something to help make that happen. But other than that, let's see. I'm going to think if I have anything else to say. I might say it in a minute. Otherwise, this might be the end of the video. So I thought I would talk a little bit about the drive for this load, and then maybe say a few things about my plans for what I get to eat, and how I'm going to start eating and drinking again in a few hours. The drive was on Friday. I dropped off in upstate New York, about 50 miles north of Syracuse, and then I picked up this load south of there, which was like on the border of Pennsylvania. That was all like the weather was kind of a wintry mix, and depending on like different places and different times would be snow or rain or sleet. So it was a pretty wet. It was like right on the border of being snow. Either direction, if it was rain, it was really cold. If it was obviously, and if it was snow, it was really wet. And then dry. So that day started out a little bit wet and cold, and then by the end of it, I had picked up. It was starting to get a little colder and starting to be more slushy, more sleety, and I wanted to make sure. I still had like 4 hours on my clock, and I wanted to make sure as much as I could that I got as far south as I could, so that hopefully, because I was worried that the next day, if it got cold during the rest of the night and the morning, that it would freeze and be ice up there. And I didn't want to get pinned down where it didn't feel safe to drive for a while until it melted or whatever. So I tried to make my way out of the winter wonderland. As nice as it would have been to see it in daylight, I still kept moving as long as it seemed safe to drive. It was all, none of it was like building up on the road. It was all just melting off. I think the temperature in the ground temperature was keeping it from being able to hold on the road. And it was still like 35. It was like right above freezing, the temperatures. So I kept moving and got to, where did I get to? Somewhere, Pennsylvania. I feel like I should know the town's name, but it was fairly far south in Pennsylvania. And Schneider even had an outpost up there. What they call it? Anyways, can't remember its name, but it was far enough south that the next morning, and it was late enough that I couldn't start driving again till 8 the next morning anyways. And so got up after my 10-hour and made my way south. I was supposed to do a preventive maintenance for the vehicle. They had let me know that I needed to get it done. So I tried going to a Love's because that's what they said they preferred if I go to a Love's, but it was completely packed and completely busy. So the next thing I tried was calling a TA like an hour and a half south of where I was. I think that was ended up being in Lexington. And so I made that appointment, and it worked out pretty well. I'm not sure how much better it would have been, or how much better it was than just showing up, but it seemed to go fairly smoothly. Getting in there, getting the PM, and I got a shower there while that was happening, and then it did take a little bit longer than I'd like, but I guess that's to be expected. And then I rolled on. Had to roll a little bit into the night to get to a spot here in North Carolina, just a little ways from my drop, and still barely with a little bit of room to spare, enough for a 34-hour reset so I can reset my clocks. So that was all good. I had a really nice sunset in Virginia. Virginia's I was noticing Virginia being a beautiful state, but it was really crowded. I definitely noticed the crowds. They need a third lane on 81 for sure, for at least most of it. Third lane would make a huge difference. And it's not like going from a 2-lane to a 3-lane is not just like a 50% improvement. It's a huge improvement, because it means the two lanes where the trucks can pass each other, and then the zippy cars can go around on the third lane, and it would make sorting people out so much better. And it was way too easy to get stuck behind a truck going 10 miles an hour slower than I wanted to, and there's nothing but cars on my left. So eventually I just tried putting my signal on, and eventually somebody would let me in, but it could take a while. It was a bit rough, but it was nice looking. Nice running by the Shenandoah, and I appreciated that. I was in a good headspace with the start of my fast. I was in a pretty relaxed zen maybe, or stoic kind of headspace. I was enjoying it. And then yeah, I'm looking forward to getting through this. A little bit of a challenge. It definitely is a challenge to fast for, or dry fast for 48 hours. I've had to suppress some of my, it's actually a good habit I have of taking water. I usually take a small drink as I exit the vehicle and as I get into the vehicle. So I had to move the water bottle so I didn't do that. And then I caught myself almost reaching for a water bottle, just like it wasn't even like a conscious decision. It was like when I was sitting in my bunk, I have a water bottle sitting next to me, and almost took a drink before I even thought about it. So I was suppressing some otherwise healthy reflexes, but not for too much longer. And it does feel good. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like there's good potential here. It's too late. I mean, it's too early to really tell. I think I'll know more once I start eating and drinking again. But I'll have a better idea about it tomorrow, how I feel. But I do feel like something's happening. Definitely something's happening. I think it will have effect, and it feels like it's like a challenging good feel. It's similar to working out. Like it's in that neighborhood of something that your body's complaining about, but it's okay, and just don't do too hard, and don't go crazy. But I think this is reasonable, and the way I'm doing it is reasonable. So I don't have any ego tied up in it, so I can stop if it feels like I need to. I can, and I'm looking forward to probably start out with some water, and then maybe I think I can find a kombucha drink. That sounds nice. Some orange juice maybe. And then I have the loves I've had as like a McDonald's in it. That would be so bad. It seems so wrong to like go from a dry fast to McDonald's. I have some chili from Panera that I was planning to eat yesterday. Would have been the plan. No, wait. I don't know, whatever. I picked it up along the way before I had decided to try this. And I hadn't made this plan yet. And then I was like, oh, I can throw this in the fridge. It'll probably keep. And so I still have that. And then I was looking, there's a Hispanic restaurant nearby that maybe I can get a order DoorDash or something. I don't know if any of those will deliver to a truck stop. I think I've done it before at least once. So I might try that. And otherwise I'll get like a cup of fruit from they usually have little fruit cups in the like melon or something. And then probably, I mean, if I can't order from a real food restaurant, I can use I have some soups that are pretty good. The Amy's brand soups I usually get. I like them a lot. So got a few of those. I can use one of those. So I feel I should be feeling good for tomorrow, and looking forward to see how it shakes out. But I think this might be the routine that that I go with. I don't know how often I would do it. I'll have to just see. I don't. It's way too early to start saying. Um, but maybe every few weeks or so, I might do this. And I was thinking of making one of my home time trips a dry fast. Maybe in March. That would be like the first real opportunity, I think, that might fit for me. So I might use like a few. I might do a few like 2-day fasts like this to get kind of conditioned. I feel like there's probably some room for my body to kind of learn how to do this, and I think it'll get better at handling it and knowing what to do. And then maybe try for the number in my head is 6 days. The people I was watching, they did 7 days, and they said the 5th day was the hardest. And so I thought I might try for going 1 day past the hardest day and see what that's like. I'm not sure if I could. They said that they probably couldn't do it without mutual support from each other. So I don't know if I'll have that support or if I would be able to do it without it. But I could try and see. That's how you get some stuff done. You try and see. Oh, and then the other thing I'm meant to say something about is I've been doing a little better at exercising on the truck. It's not as good as I want it to be. It's not the perfect. It is not the perfect plan or the most or the best, but I've started doing 2 sets of exercise during a load check. So I'll do, like, I've split it up to core, legs, and arms. And so, like, on our arms, I do push-ups and pull-ups. I can do pull-ups on the rail, either like full pull-ups or like inclined, and then I can do push-ups on the deck if I can find a spot. And I've been doing good at that. And instead of doing like a full workout, I just do like 2 quick, easy sets. It's not too hard. I just do it until it feels good, and then do a couple, because I do like a couple load checks every day when I'm driving. Do a couple sets by the end of the day, and it feels pretty good. So I think that's a good movement in the right direction. And I'm not sure if I'm doing all the right exercises, or if I think maybe some my 2 core exercises might conflict a little bit. I might try to find better ones, but whatever. It's a positive movement in the right direction. It feels good. So I'll probably keep doing that. And as much as I can, not being too crazy about it, but it does feel good. And I tried, one thing that I'm trying is like, if I try to do the part of the rotation that's the most difficult, like it's more difficult to find a place to lay back for like a core exercise. So if I have a place that doesn't seem too bad, like if the deck's not full of snow or wet or whatever, I go ahead and do that when it's fairly comfortable to do. Get it out of the way, because push-ups and pull-ups are a lot easier. You don't really, I can, even if it's wet, I can just get wet. I might have wet gloves, but it'll be fine. And obviously the leg exercise will be like squats and lunges. I can do that anytime or pretty much anywhere. So that's the lowest priority in the rotation. So So I get that done after I've made sure, or try to get that done after I've done the other ones. So that's been working for me, and I don't know, just trying to get a little bit more squared away, and I want to keep my health up, and I'm looking forward to trying new things. I've got this vacation planned coming up, and looking forward to that, hoping that the efforts that I put in, I will feel the benefits when I'm out there, and it just feels better to be in a better state. Oh yeah, the other thing I meant to say something about is my haircut. I gave myself a haircut. Forget, it was like last week sometime, I think. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was last week. I lose track of stuff. That's why I have to make videos, or else I won't remember anything, because I lose track of time frame stuff. But I don't think it's perfectly even. I think it's a little different on both of the sides, but it's close enough. It's fine, and it will. It's like I do a 3 on the top with a buzzer. I did it in a truck stop, and I took a trash bag in, or like one of those shopping bags with me to put it all in. So I cleaned up pretty good. And then I just used a number 3 on the top, number 1 on the sides, and I did something in the back. I forget what, or like, I haven't even seen the back. Hopefully it's not atrocious. I've not seen it, but try my best to do something that looks relatively civilized, I guess. But yeah, so that happened, and I don't know, probably there's occasionally run into a truck stop that has a barber shop in it, but they seem pretty infrequent. I think I've seen 2 now. I don't even remember where they were, but it makes it easier. I just got tired of dealing with I was starting to put on a hat just because I was embarrassed about how my hair was all weird and a mess. So this is just easier. I don't have to do anything. It doesn't matter if it gets, whatever happens to it, it's fine. It doesn't. Yeah, it's just easier, better. And so I do a cut like this, and it'll last for more than a month probably. So that's living life on the road, my style, which isn't necessarily the best style. It's just what I've come up with so far. So not too bad. Now this video is going to be super long though. Oh well. Somebody will watch it. So maybe. See you later.